All right. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to May 22nd, Dangerous Consciousness Conversation, the Daily Awakening. Today, the conversation is what if? So in meditation this morning, the conversation that I had with all beings present, my mastermind, one of the things is what keeps us from having the ultimate lifestyle? It's called experience. It's called not having an awareness, right? If there's something that you like, if you've ever gone to your restaurant, your favorite restaurant, and you've gone to your favorite restaurant, and all of a sudden you said, you know what? I'm going to have the most incredible meal ever. But you go to a restaurant you've never been. You go to a restaurant you've never been to order something you've never had with people you may not have ever gone with. Wow, sounds like the profession of me loving more. Sounds like the ultimate understanding of capability, capacity, and creativeness. The challenge is we may not go to the event, we may not go to the experience, we may not go to the restaurant. Why? Simply because we are stepping into the unknown. What if consciousness? My question to you is, what if consciousness can change everything? What if it changes it for you? What would happen if all of a sudden you began to live in a what if world? What if I had more energy? What if I had more income? What if I had better health? What if I hydrated better? What if I slept better? What if I had a creative mind better? What if I thought of things to do better? What if I stepped up into my own creativity better? What if I believed in my friends more? What if I believed in my presentation more? What if I believed in my significant other more? What if I believed in my kids more? What if I believed in society more? What if I believed in finances more? What if I believed in my faith more? Do you see how all of a sudden, what if can consume a lot of our time versus why? Why does this happen to me? Why am I overweight? Why am I not rich? Why am I low energy? Why am I overweight? Why am I tired? Why am I frustrated? Why am I aggravated? Why don't they understand me? Why don't they believe in me? Why don't they do more for me? Why don't they decide to help me? Why don't more people help me? Why do I have to be the one? And we ask everybody, tell me your why, instead of tell me your what if. What if you had more? What if you believed more? What if you had more courage? What if you had more creativity? What if? If you ask yourself that question, in psychology, it's something called a QLQ, a quantum linguistic question. See, most people will come up with excuses why they don't have the good things in their life. What do I mean by that? If they don't have the good things in their life, they come up with reasons why they are limiting, reasons why they lack the skills and the capability to step into that good life. We say things like, well, first class, why would I pay all of that extra money for first class when the plane arrives at the same time? It sounds like justification. Because we don't want to admit, I can't afford it. If you want to become wildly wealthy, if you had unlimited wealth, would you buy a coach ticket or a first class ticket? You'd buy a first class ticket. Why? Why not? That'd be the answer. Why not? I can afford it would be the answer. Well, let me ask you, this dream lifestyle, can you afford it? Here's where the payment comes in. This is why a DMP is absolutely paramount critical in its design. Your definite major purpose says, I can afford it. I am going to pay the price of new thoughts, new actions, new results, new understandings, and new corrections. It's easy to do. It's also easy not to do. So my question to you on this day, my question to you in this moment, my question to you for right now is, what is the what if life you're not living? What is the what if life that you have ultimate dreams and desires and want to be a part of? What is the what if life that's waiting on you? See, because here's the crazy part. You ready for the crazy, 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 crazy part? That part of you that can dream the dream, can dream the income, can dream the lifestyle, can dream the body, can dream the family, can dream the society, can dream the faith, can dream the mind that you're creating, means that it's possible. It's possible. Your old story is what determines your probable. And if we keep operating from the old story, if we're using that system, if we're using that hardware, if we're using that software, the challenge is we get this new software called possibility and creativity and new places and new books and new words and new energy and new frequency. And we start to believe in what if all of a sudden I had 5,000 people on my team? What if all of a sudden I created a course that absolutely everybody it goes viral? What if all of a sudden I hit the ideal body weight and percentage of body fat, and all of a sudden I look dang Skippy? What if? See, the challenge is that we haven't adopted our what if consciousness. We've made ourselves aware of it, and we made ourselves aware of it sometimes. How many of you have ever made yourself aware of a cool goal, a cool dream, just to beat yourself up? What? Wait, what? How many of you have ever set a goal so you can say, that'll never happen? When we get around people and we hang around people and we look at their boats, or we look at their houses, or we look at their private jets, or we go, well, that'll never happen. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. Wouldn't it be nice? It'd be nice. Wouldn't it be nice? It'd be nice. Wouldn't it be amazing? It would be amazing. Wouldn't it be awesome? It'd be awesome. I can't wait till the day. I can't wait either. I'll be right there with you. We have possibility thinking. We don't have probability thinking. And the reason we choose not to have probability thinking is because we will need to leave our old identity. And who's controlling our old identity? Our old programming, our old software, our old hardware. So in order for us to have these what if possibilities, these what if dreams, these what if conversations, these what if amazingness, we literally have to change the way we look at things. So the things we look at change. It's not about doing things in a certain way, Wallace D. Waddles. It's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in that certain way. So it is absolutely 100% verified that the reason you've gotten to where you are is because you've done it in a certain way. Cannot argue that one bit. You can't argue it. I can't argue it. Nobody can argue it. You have gotten to where you are, exactly where you are, because you have done things in a certain way. The reason the light exists in your room is because Edison did it in a certain way. He did certain things, but he did the certain things in a certain way. He did these things in a certain way. It's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. He did the certain things. He put the filament, he put the glass, he put the tube, he put the light in, and poof and blah and failure, poof, poof and failure, poof and failure, poof and failure. Till he finally did it in a certain way and it worked. The what if consciousness begins to bring you to a new way, to a new certain way. Not a certain thing, to a certain way. So now all of a sudden the question begs of you, what will you do in a certain way? And how, at what point does the what if take place? When should the what if be included in your activities? If it's about doing certain things, you might already be doing the certain things. It's doing it in a certain way that'll shift everything. When you sharpen a blade, there's a certain angle that's the best angle. If you're off an angle, off a degree, the knife has an edge, it may not be as sharp as it can be. What you're grinding it against can change the surface of what you're grinding. What are you grinding against? Everybody wants to use this terminology, get up, rise, and grind. What are you grinding against? Are you grinding against lack? Guess what your blade's going to be sharpened with? Lack. Are you grinding against tired? How many of you, maybe not you, but maybe you know some people, how many of you know people who wake up and say, I'm tired? My question to you is what do you think they're going to be grinding the rest of their day against? Tired. So the end of the result of the blade that's called their life, that they're going to cut through life with, it's a tired blade, AKA dull, lack of edge. When you're tired, do things seem to be easier to do or harder to do? What's the thing they say? The most dangerous knife is a dull knife. Why is a dull knife dangerous? Because it's sharp enough to cut, but you have to exert so much energy that you lose control of the edge, and it can do some harm to you, to what you're cutting. So I'll ask you, this edge that you woke up with, right? We all want the edge. How many of you have heard the thing, well, I need to get the edge. I need to find my edge. I need to get my edge. Where's my edge? I need to have an edge above the competition. I need to have an edge above the time. I need to have an edge above my industry. I need to have an edge above others. Where do you get your edge? It's what you sharpen yourself against. Do you sharpen yourself against lack of money? What if I had more money? You might sharpen yourself a different way. Do you sharpen yourself against energy? I'm tired. What if I had more energy? Do you sharpen yourself against crappy friends? What if I had better friends? Are you the one that's always helping others? Are you the one giving away your sharpening wheel to others to help them? Because you're part of the do it for you mentality instead of the do it with them. How many of you are taking in other people's energies, other people's spirits, other people's ideas, other people's thoughts, other people's whining, other people's wishing, other people's wondering, and you're constantly needing to sharpen, take the edge off? The worst thing that you could have is a knife that's got a burr on it. How many of you have ever had a hangnail, AKA a burr on your fingernail, and you went to go put the shirt on and it hung in everything in it, right? The sweater. How about some of you, maybe, possibly, I don't know, maybe that pinky toenail hangs in on a sock. That's a burr. My point is that in order for you to take care of you, it might serve you well to begin to ask the what if conversation. What if I had more? What if I become more? What if I serve more? What if I serve at a higher level? What if I become an influencer? What if I become a creator? What if I become a better parent? What if I become a better business person? What if I become a better sponsor? What if I become a better student? What if I become someone who believes in me? What if my creative side of me steps forward? What if instead of why? Why does this always happen to me? Why am I always a day late and a dollar short? How many of you have heard that phrase? A day late and a dollar short. Do you see how we've been wired? What if we change that? What if we all started to say, I'm a day earlier and $2 richer? People would go, what the hell are you talking about? But you could say I'm a day late, dollar short, and everybody would be going, oh yeah, no, I get that. See, what are you sharpening yourself against if you're okay with a community who agrees with the fact that you're a day late and a dollar short? That doesn't make sense. Why would you want to hang around people who are a day late and a dollar short, and then they run a parade for you because you're a day late and a dollar short? Doesn't make sense. My daddy said if it doesn't make sense, it won't make dollars. Doesn't even sound right. I'm a day early and a dollar richer. Why? Because it's wired into our body. This is the neuroencoding of how things have been passed on to us. You realize you're looking to learn wealthy. You're looking to learn healthy. You're looking to learn peace in an environment that's unpeaceful, in an environment that's not wealthy, in an environment that's stress laden. So would it be fair to say that you might be allowing your personal reality to make up your personality? How do we shift that? Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. Imagine now you are the director of your environment. What in your environment would you like to change? And everything is an okay answer, which means you now have to look at it differently. Do me a favor, find a point on the wall, find a point someplace, and just begin to stare at it. I want to walk you through a little idea, a little possibility, a little conversation. I want you to just, without moving your body, I want you to look at that. Whatever it is that you're looking at, the thing that you're gazing at, look at it. Could be a dot on the wall, could be a thing you're looking at. Just look at that thing. Say, I'm looking at this thing. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to now just shift your eyes and still looking at it, but I want your eyes to now look at it with a wealth vision, with a vision of love. I want you to feel the shift in your body. Do you realize how many of you are feeling it? Don't change, don't move. You're feeling a shift in your body simply of the way you are looking at something. The same child you look at that you want to just absolutely rip their limb from limb because of what they did is the same child you look at when they're sleeping at night, and you can't take your eyes off of that. I want you to look at your world wealthy. You can stop staring at the gaze that you've taken. I want you to say, I want you to feel if you felt a difference. Did you feel a difference when you looked at it through loving eyes? Did you change? Did you feel a difference when you looked at it through wealthy eyes? And simply because of the way you chose to look at something, you shifted the body chemistry and you created a new set of neuroencoding rules that when you look at something, my point is this, is that its vibration can make you look lovingly, or your vibration can look lovingly upon it, and everything changes. Everything changes. What if I looked at my world with wealthy eyes? What if I looked at my world with loving eyes? What if I looked at my world with eyes of peace? What if I looked at the world with simply my vision of abundance? Because when you do, you activate chemistry in your body that changes everything. Your reticular activating system says, We are looking at wealth. We are not looking for wealth. We are looking at wealth. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. How many of you have been looking for your keys, looked right at them because they weren't supposed to be there because you weren't looking for keys? You were looking to have a solution. You were looking to avoid the feeling of lost keys. You couldn't even see the keys that were right in front of you because somebody comes by and goes, here's your keys. And you go, I just looked there. Because you were in this state of lack and all you could see was lack because you listened for lack. And I don't know where my keys are. I left my keys. I can't find my keys. You kept saying, I can't find my keys. Help me find my keys. And because I'm not tied to finding your keys, I can see them. How many of you are saying, I'm looking for my wealth. I'm looking for my health. I'm looking for my peace. I'm looking for my joy. And in the simple fact of looking and not found, you get to keep looking. You get to keep looking. What if you say, I found my wealth? It doesn't make you any poorer to say, I found my wealth. Think about that. When you become grateful for the wealth you have, that isn't what you want. I don't want this wealth. This is poverty. I'm struggling. I got more month than money. I've got all of these things that aren't in my favor. Because guess what? The universe brings you more of the things. How many of you, your income has increased and you still have the challenges? When you were 5 years old, did you have an income? When you were 10 years old, did you have an income? When you were 20 years old, did you have an income? How many of you are literally have more money and more wealth than you did when you were 20 and you're still broke? Would it be possible to say that it's not the outside that's broke, it's the inside that's broke? And guess what happens? Because this is a state of mind. This is a what if possibility. All of this can change right now in this moment. What if you were the wealthiest you've ever been right now, which is possibly the case. You are the wealthiest you've ever been. You're here on this planet. You have health, you have light, you have ideas, you have sight, you have vision, you have creativity, you have mindset, you have capacity. Aren't you the wealthiest you've ever been in this moment? What if this is the best that it gets? What if it can get better from here? If the next second, if the next instant, if the next moment is built upon the last moment, what says you that about the poverty that just left your life and all of a sudden you are sitting in absolute wealth right now? There's an abundance around you. We've done this test before. So those of you that haven't done it, this will be a first time. For those of you that have, you may know what I'm about to do. I'm going to ask you to take the biggest breath you can take right now. You take the biggest breath you can right now. Inhale, hold, and then hold it for just a second. I want you to take all that you can, all that you can, all that you can. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Oh my gosh, there's still air for me. You can exhale now. I don't need anybody passing out. You now took the biggest breath you could. This is the abundance of everything. What if? What if there's enough finances for you to have everything you want? What does Zig say? For you to have everything you want. Zig has said what? For you to have all that you want. Everything that you want. Everything that you want. Zig says, if you help enough other people get what they want, you can have everything you want. How many of us are helping other people get what we want instead of what they want? What if all of a sudden you allowed yourself freedom? Instead of getting them what you think they want, they get what they want, which means you have to, it would probably serve you. There's going to be a chance that in order for you to help them get what they want, you have to uncover what it is they want. And the challenge is that you might not even know what you want. How the hell are you going to ask somebody to uncover what they want if you don't even know what you want? What if that changed today? What if that changed in this moment? What if all of a sudden right now in this moment, you now have access to all that you want, and your what if is about you. Your what if is about your dreams. Your what if is about your wants, your wishes, your desires, and the echo of that will serve your family, will serve your friends, will serve your community. We are too worried about what do they want, and then I will give them what they want. They don't know what they want, so you're giving them what you want them to have. You're giving them the pain that you have. You don't want them to have that, but that's what you're giving them. When you're aggravated and frustrated, you're giving that to those around you, and you said you didn't want to do that, but that's what you're giving them. Why? Because that's the state you're in. What if all of a sudden from this day now you chose to never have another bad day? What would change? What would change in your life? Where would you be? What would happen 12 months from now? If you decided that this day, this moment right now, write it down in the calendar. This moment from this day, I choose to never have another bad day. What if that happened? What if all of a sudden you adopted that philosophy and that philosophy began to work its way into your cellular activity? I choose to never have another bad day, because here's the thing. Never in your life have you had a bad day. Follow me on this. Follow me on this. You ready for this? I need you to listen to this. Never in your life have you had a bad day. Follow me. Because here's my question for you. Could you have a worse day tomorrow than any bad day you've ever had? Could it be worse? Tomorrow, could the world, could the universe bring you a day that is worse than anything you've ever had? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Drop it in the chat. Could something even more catastrophic than anything you've ever had show up in your life? 1 for yes, 2 for no. If the answer is yes, then you've never had a bad day. You've never had a bad day, because a bad day's coming. What if you allow that shift to flow through your body? I've never had a bad day. Say it. Say it to yourself. I've never had a bad day. How hard are you going to own the worst days that have happened to you? I've never had a bad day. Sean, but you don't know about the abuse that happened to me, the rape that happened to me as a child, the physical and mental abuse that happened. Could have been worse. I'm not saying it didn't exist. I'm not saying it wasn't horrible. I'm just saying it could have been worse. And when you adopt that philosophy, and when you understand the what if possibility and capability of your life, I'm telling you, it is a freedom. And you are going to work your ass off to stay focused on the things you want and not the things you don't. You can have more of what you want and less of what you don't by doing less and having more. How many of you are holding on to all of these old dreams, all of these old days, all of these old stories, and you are doing so much more than simply staying in the moment, staying in the now, and making this now the best moment that exists? No wonder you're tired. No wonder you're exhausted. No wonder you're frustrated. How many of you have carried over something from yesterday already? You're consciously aware of something yesterday, just the day before, within the last 24 hours. Something happened that kind of got you a little sideways. Not a big thing. You spilled some soup on you. You got a little stain on your shirt. You went, and you carry that over. Why? Because the clothes haven't gone into the laundry yet. You got to go put it in the laundry, and somebody's going to look at the shirt and go, what the hell happened to here? Or you tore a shirt, or you did something, and you carried it over. Why? What if you woke up with amnesia of all of your problems? Not that you didn't lose any of the lessons. You simply look at it and say, well, no, that I know doesn't work. How many of you have already done things this morning that you know do not work? You hit the snooze button. How many of you set your alarm so you can hit the snooze button? How many of you didn't do your stretching, didn't do your exercise, and didn't do your conversation, didn't do your gratitude this morning? How many of you said, I'm going to do my gratitude every morning, and you didn't do your gratitude? How many of you we're going to drink a glass of water, because you know that when you want to activate your body, you drink 16 ounces of water first thing in the morning, and you activate your body in a whole nother way, because it's been starving for water for the last 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't know how long you sleep. 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Can you imagine going from 8 to 9, 8 to 5 without drinking any water, an 8-hour day without drinking any water? That'd be insane. What if? What if today is the day that it changes? What if? What if today is the day that it changes? What if this moment is the day you choose to never have another bad moment? What would change in your life? How many of you are thinking, well, that would mean they would have to do this and they would have to do that? And we're already pointing the fingers on who should be shifting, who should be changing, who should be adapting, who should be adopting. Well, if they do that, I could have a good day. If they did this, I could have a good day. If that happened, I could have a good day. Thanks for playing. Don Pardo, tell our guests what they receive as they leave the main stage and give up control over their lives. What if? What if you were enough in this moment? What if your dreams began to come true? What if what you thought about in the last 5 minutes came true? What if you thought about in the last 24 hours, God forbid, came absolutely true? The doubts, the unbeliefs, the misinformation you fed yourself. Versus, in this moment, I choose now. In this moment, I choose me. What if? There's our conversation for the day. Hope that brought your value. So let me ask you, what if? Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing amazing. In the future, as we grow this, we would end this conversation, because this would be the public general access conversation. And we would go over to the VIP. You'd go back out to the dashboard and we'd pop back in, give you a chance to go pee and do whatever, and then come back in, get your fresh coffee, and we do some live Q&A. We're not doing that now. We're all here. Thank you, Christina, for your help. Big shout out to Christina, who's been on 2 platforms, making sure that people are getting guided and directed. The super servant that she is, the queen from her kingdom, sharing her energy in our kingdoms. So what'd you learn? What'd you like from this morning? Let me unpin me.
Morning, Sean.
Good morning.
Well, I'm not in luck. I've had a good weekend. We always help out with the Blue Nose Run, and we got some clappers, so we were clapping the runners on, and it was amazing all the thank yous we got. And we helped them along the way, because it was the last leg before the end of the full marathon. And it was such a nice feeling. And then I came and, oh dear, my phone keeps going off. We had my cousin's son and his wife, their new wife, came down to visit us impromptu. And we had a lovely 2 evenings, and they were talking about they're having some issues with his parents not accepting her and things like that. So we talked it through, and I used a lot of your staying in joy and how you change, you look at things and all these things. And this morning, when you say to look at the point on the wall, I looked at my RCR sticker, and I did. I felt such great joy and love. It was truly, truly amazing. So that's the feeling I want to keep today, and to send these guys off on their homeward trip, and to just bring all that forward for them and for everybody I touched today. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. And here's what, as you you've had this journey before where you have love and caring in your energy, choosing to stay in that and see everything from a blade of grass to a ladybug larva on the side of your cabin, choosing to stay in that, what all of a sudden the story that will come, that'll pop up is, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could keep this focus up. I don't know if I could keep this energy up. That's the old story coming and saying, you must be tired. How many of us have ever been talked into, especially when we were little with our friends, talked into a particular state of mind based upon the friends we hang around with? Because that led us to stay in the club. We got to not like girls because we're the boys club. We don't like girls. But Sally, Sally's cute. I like her. She pulls my hair. I think that means she likes me, right? So we do these things. We have these conversations. So I'm going to encourage you. You can maintain that level of energy. Why? Because the universe is a little bit bigger than us. And we just have to open that valve. And when we open that valve, I got the pictures, the images of the valve from the book, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. And that was one of the first imageries that I got when she says, if you're going to go down and listen, some of us are having a bad day and we just cracked the valve and it kind of just, it doesn't, we got to open the valve. If you're going to have a bad day, go down the hole. But if you're not, leave the damn thing shut and go open the valve of joy. All of a sudden, the things that used to aggravate us, agitate us, when our valve of joy is full open, could you imagine, if you imagine the pictures of those reservoirs that open those 10-foot diameter pipes to drain, to clean out, and all of a sudden that water shoots out hundreds of feet, millions of gallons? Imagine if you were on top with buckets of just misery, dumping it into that flow. It wouldn't even show up. It wouldn't even show up. And the challenge is that the misery that's in our life really isn't that bad. It doesn't last for 48 hours because we find some new misery or something new to complain about or find a challenge with. So if we just open our valve of love, of joy, of possibility and opportunity with that gaze that you had for the sticker, because you have an experience. There's a lot of people who it's going to be their first time here and they're all excited about the excitement that you have about the excitement you have about something you've been and they've never been. So how do we have the excitement about where we've never been? We have to hold that state of consciousness in our awareness, the what if possibility. So thank you for that this morning. And safe travels and journeys to those individuals. They have served us well this morning, their story. I love it, love it, love it. Who else? Thoughts, comments, feedback? What'd you learn? What'd you like? Feed forward.
Hey, Sean, I just want to say that I like what you just said, to keep that consciousness alive. And it made me think, you said something like the possibilities. So it made me think, what if it all works out? If that's the question that I ask myself. And what is it? A good day, a great business, success, the connection, the relationship, whatever it is, what if it all works out? I love that.
Who do you become? The QLQ.
Yeah.
The problems that are made with the mind of man or woman can't be solved with the same mind that created them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what if possibility does. What if consciousness does. What if
Quite
this really...
a while.
Go ahead, say again.
Okay, thank you. Quite a while ago, you were playing during the meditation, you were playing a woman's videos, I think from Mind Valley. And her whole thing was being curious. Her phrase was, I wonder, whatever the thing was, just, I wonder if this, I wonder if that. And she would just dream up scenarios. Do you recall her?
Yes.
Yes.
Very skinny woman. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I've held that ever since. Just, I wonder and curious about things. And that's just such a great way to look at things, because instead of having my automatic thought towards it, I'm being more open-minded. about what else it might be.
So I'll ask you the question.
Mm-hmm.
What if you had more energy right now? I wonder if you had more energy right now, how would you feel?
Mm.
I wonder if you had more energy now, how would you feel?
Mm.
I wonder if you had more clarity about what today was going to bring you, how would you feel? I wonder, what if the best things in life could happen to you today? Do you have the eyes to see them? I wonder what changes if your eyes change to see the best things that could happen for you today. I wonder if the people you're about to meet today have a higher energy that allows you to stay elevated. What would change? I wonder if your mailbox today had good news in it for you. What would you be waiting for? When we combine the two, we have the power to move mountains. And the two are our thoughts and our emotions. When those come into an alignment, and is it possible for you to have flashes of doubt while you're saying your beliefs, your dreams, your intentions? Is it possible? Is it possible that the subconscious has such a strong field of energy around you that it actually limits what you can see and what you can say and the belief you can have in the words you use? This isn't about your conscious capability. You know, here's the thing, you know you can do more. You know you can have more. That ergo is where the frustration shows up. What if? What if today they become in alignment? This is where it takes you writing down your mission statement, writing down your rules for today, having your conversation with God, your two chairs moment, having something to change the way you look at things so the things you look at change. What if? I love it. Who else? Thoughts, comments, questions? What'd you learn? What'd you like? What's your takeaway for today? What are you going to do different today that you haven't done in the past?
What I am going to do differently is ask myself the question you just said, which is, what if I have more energy in this moment? I love that so much because I definitely have moments where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling good. But what if I felt even better? Or I'm feeling low or drained or tired, quote unquote tired. And what if I had more energy in this moment? And I just love that question because sometimes I'm really struggling and I'm just thinking, why don't I have enough energy? What's wrong? Man. And suddenly I realize, duh, you're asking the wrong question. So thank you for that new question.
I love it.
I love it too.
And see how powerful our words are? This is when this was downloaded to me, I didn't know, I hadn't realized the power of its power. I want to change the way I say things so the things I say change things. I want to change the way I say things so the things I say change things. So there you go. Who else? Thoughts, comments, questions? Feed forward.
Hey, Sean.
All righty. Yes, good morning.
Good morning. After listening to the call with, I think it's called Call with Legends with Les Brown.
Uh-huh.
That was amazing. And so right after I ordered his book, you got to be hungry.
You gotta be hungry.
Yes. And I just got through a quarter of the book. And have you read it?
Mm-hmm. I read it the night before I interviewed him.
You can't put it down. I absolutely love this book.
That's where I got the conversation about the yellow line, but I also got the conversation about his mom clapping her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And when I asked him about that, that's when he teared up. See, everybody wants to talk about Les Brown. I want to talk about Les Brown's, what does he always say? Les Brown, Mama Brown's baby boy, right? He always talks about his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And he always gives this thing at the end. He said, my mom asked me, let's see if I could remember. He never forgets that phrase. He never forgets that poem that his mama asked him to say 1,000,000 times. He said it.
I didn't get to that stage. I only read a quarter of the book.
Right.
But
No, you'll get there.
amazing.
But I asked him, I said, so how does it make you feel now that you understand what your mom was doing when she explained that to you? You don't forget those moments. And so I loved at the end when I asked him, I said, so Les, what did you love about the interview? You? I said, you're supposed to say that. I know that. He said, no, but here's the thing. People are listening when you're not, because when we started that call and I was welcoming everybody and doing everything as the host and the interview, and I was the servant and all the doing all that stuff. So where are you from? Miami and everything else. And he heard all that, which is why he was excited to be a part of the conversation. So people are going to be listening when you don't know they can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what every video you do and every audio you do, somebody's going to be listening. The highest, the $70,000 fee that I was awarded, or the expense a company paid, 70 grand to have me come speak, was because they heard a 2-minute video. It's
And I
because-
totally agree. It's the same thing. Sorry to interrupt. It's
No,
the
go
same
ahead.
thing. You know, when I heard Diane talk about it, I was yesterday at the concert and I saw her post, but I didn't comment on it. And it's just like, I don't want to be that visitor to just continue to scroll. I just wanted to acknowledge it. So I went back during the call and added a comment because that was so fantastic, Diane. And just seeing you and your daughter in that post really made it so special. But yeah, people are watching and people see that. They just, many times they don't say
For
something.
every eyeball that leaves a comment or a like, there's 10 eyeballs or 20 eyeballs, 10 people that see your conversation and never say a thing. What if? Who else? Oh, thank you for that, Christina.
And I
thank
just
you
wanted
again
to
for your help.
thank you. And I wanted to continue on the Les Brown rave. I was listening to a video, a motivational video, and where he said that we are so frustrated when, or demanding, we go and we demand 30-day guarantee. I want my money back because because the product didn't do what it was supposed to do. But how about us? We don't keep ourselves the same accountable as we would keep others accountable. Like you said, you're going to do that. And I speak about myself. I said that I'm going to do a daily income producing activity, and I did not. But I'm demanding it from my kids to continue to show up every day, just, you know, to do what they're supposed to do. But I didn't do that part.
I said years ago, I'm going to do a video every day. Well, I've done 1,500 of them and still miss a day every now and then. So the point is that it's not about doing the big things. It's about doing the little things in a certain way that build the big things. The oak tree doesn't show up as an oak tree. It shows up as a seed. And the reason we make furniture out of it that lasts for hundreds of years, because it started as a seed. And it's a good quality seed and good quality soil. And a good quality seed and good quality soil, nurtured and cared for, can last centuries.
Thank you.
Black walnut is a hard piece of wood. It is a special piece of wood. Because it takes some effort to grow some black walnut trees. But boy, the furniture out of that, it's amazing. Cherry wood. Cherry trees go small. It takes them a long time to get a big cherry tree. So, what seed have you planted and what tree are you growing? You determine that. It'll determine what you allow around it. How many of us have seen trees at the beach? Not palm trees, regular trees. And the ocean is out there, the ocean's out here, and the land is over here, and all of the trees kind of have that gangster lean to the land. There's no real branches on the ocean side because the wind is so strong. The little twigs can't live there. So everything kind of has this gangster lean to the land where the wind blows, and branches heavy on the leeward side. Tell me who your friends are, and I can tell you which way you're leaning. Tell me what you read, and I can tell you which way you're leaning. Tell me your routines, and I can tell you which way you're leaning. So there you go. Anyone else? Any last thoughts, comments? So, from a let me go ahead and stop this. The recording. Everybody, there you go. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you where? At the next event. We're going to do all that again, but this is just for the recording. Okay, bye.